All right, let's get started. I'd like to talk a little bit today about loan modifications and my personal experience dealing with my servicer. Loan mods have been around for years, but not used as extensively as they have been over the last 7-8 years. A loan mod is where a servicer cuts a deal with the homeowner. The servicer can grant the borrower a forbearance that will temporarily suspend their payments, an interest rate reduction that will obviously lower their payment, or a loan extension. Extend the period of the loan, say from 30 to 40 years, again, reducing the payment. There's more, but I think you get the drift. None of these are guaranteed, and they all require that the homeowner wants to keep their home instead of going through the foreclosure process or selling the property. Okay, now for my loan mod. It was about 7 years ago, and business was brutal. I was cutting deals with all my creditors, selling off assets faster than Sears and Roebuck. I was getting my monthly bills down to the bare minimum. So I looked and I said a mortgage mod was probably the next logical step. In the county we live in order to engage in the process, you have to go to the courthouse and sit down with the bank's attorney and a county-appointed mediator. So I went in for the first meeting. You sit in a room with about 30 other people trying to also get their mortgages modified. My name gets called, and I sit down with the attorney for the bank and the mediator, who introduces himself as a retired career county criminal judge. I could tell from the get-go that this guy was looking for trouble. He asked if I wanted to keep the house. I responded yes, and tried to engage both the attorney and the judge a little bit on a personal level. I asked that question to my little 6-year-old girl, and she said she really liked her room. The neutral mediator, the judge, says, well, she may need to find another room. I looked straight at him. I stood up, I excused myself, I left my coat and paperwork and went to the front desk. I asked for a new mediator. The clerk asked why, and I told her loud enough for everyone in the room to hear that I wasn't going to leave my family's future in the hands of some hanging judge. I pointed at everyone in the room and said, he believes we're all criminals, that we're guilty. We're not. We're victims of circumstance and not guilty of anything. The clerk freaked out. She told me to shut the hell up and gave me a new date. I went back in, I got my coat, I grabbed my paperwork, I put it back in my book, shook hands with the attorney. She was smiling. I said goodbye to the judge. I thought he was going to take a swing at me. Lucky for him, he thought better of that idea because I was in no mood for that nonsense. So it was a happy ending. I met the following month with the same attorney, a new mediator, set up the framework for the modification, and 2 months later the loan was modified. I honestly believe they just wanted to get rid of me and agreed to almost anything and everything that I asked for. But the final solution was my mortgage payment was cut nearly in half, and I received a significant principal reduction. They were hard times, but good times. They brought my family closer together. We went out to dinner one time in 5 years. So it was great. We enjoyed it, and things are better now, but what a time. What a turbulent time, and what a great time. Thank you for listening to my story. Take care. We'll see you.